everyone, welcome to this reading. Today I've done something a little different than usual. I've created 3 different readings for you to choose from. The theme of this reading is going to be what potential energy is around for you at the moment. And so choose the pile you want to have read for you based on which crystal you're most drawn to. This is a pink watermelon tourmaline. Hope you can see that. There's a little bit of green in the tip here. Now this crystal is a Peridot, also one of my favorite crystals. And this third choice here is called Selenite. So don't overthink it, just choose whichever crystal you feel is calling you the most and let that be the message for you. So I'm going to start with the pink tourmaline. So this card is where you are now. This is the challenge you face, the resources you can use, the hidden forces, and the potential outcome. Well, first of all, this is a really incredible reading because all 5 of these cards are major arcana. So that would indicate that this is a fairly significant time. If you've chosen the pink watermelon, then this energy that's around you is something very significant in that there is some pretty major shifts happening for you. I feel that, well, first let's take one rune from here to give the final message, which is what is the spiritual lesson here. So you have the rider. Okay. So yeah, 5 major arcana. This is maybe the first time that's ever happened when I've done this spread. So very, very significant. What I feel is around you at the moment is that, like I said, there is the potential for something fairly major to change in your energy. There's a very big moving on feeling in this spread. But there's something I feel in your energy which is resisting that change. And it may be that you might have been aware of this energy for some time. You might have been feeling like there is some shift happening or some kind of transitional energy around you, or the need to or the desire to has been within you. But you might have been kind of pumping the brakes or trying to prevent a change from happening because you might not feel like you're ready for that kind of major upheaval. And it does feel like a fairly major upheaval here because you have the Tower in the reading as well. So on this top line, you've got 3 major arcana cards and they're all in the reverse position. That doesn't necessarily mean that this is a negative meaning or that there's some kind of bad energy here, not at all. What I'm picking up from these 3 cards on the top line is that what I feel really strongly in this reading overall is that you individually, you as an individual, want something entirely different for your life than what you have right now. But you may be resistant to change or feel afraid to actually take action on the decision that you know you need to make because you might be afraid of the consequences or you might be afraid of what that means for the people around you. Now, for someone watching this reading, this might not be for everybody, but maybe for someone watching this reading, what I'm feeling here is that the decision that you feel like you need to make is to split from a partner. That could be a business partner. It could be a romantic partner. You might feel like you want to split from a connection that you have that you've been involved with for some time and go your own way. And I feel very strongly that that's what you've wanted for some time, but that right now you're kind of frozen. There's this feeling of being stuck like a deer in headlights because you're really too afraid of what that might mean for your life, for that person, for that business, for that enterprise, for that project. But fundamentally, it seems like your happiness is what is at stake here. You might be persevering in a situation that's really difficult because it might be better for your financial situation to stay in it. Or you might be avoiding making a shift in the situation because it might disrupt a lot of people around you. But again, what I'm seeing here in this bottom line of the reading is that you are frozen in your inability to move forward because you're afraid of how your decision might negatively impact other people. And so as a result, your own happiness is what is being compromised. The energy of this spread feels very clear to me. I don't know if there's a whole lot more I'm going to say about it. That's pretty succinct, I feel. I do want to look at this rune, because the rune in the spread represents what is the spiritual lesson in your experience or in this current situation. So I know this rune is called Peridot, and I recognize it as the travel card, as the travel rune. But I'm going to actually open my notes and read it for you so that you just hear it exactly as it is from the text. So this rune is called Peridot. And it's kind of similar to the Chariot from the Major Arcana. So I'm just going to read it to you. It says, travel both in physical and in lifestyle direction. A journey, a vacation, relocation, evolution, change of place or setting. Seeing a large perspective. Seeing the right move for you to make and deciding upon it. That's basically exactly what I've been talking about. It's talking here about personal rhythm, world rhythm, the dance of life. So basically what this is saying loud and clear is that if you've been holding back on making a change or making a decision to change out of a situation that you're in because you're afraid of the consequences or the implications that has for the people around you, it's very clearly saying here that it's important that you make the right move for you and that you follow through on the decision based on your own personal rhythms and your own well-being and the lifestyle direction that you want to take, that you know will bring you the happiness that you deserve. Pretty clear reading here. So there is actually something else I'll say here. Because you've got the Tower in this position of the reading, which is what are the hidden forces, it's kind of almost now coming through as a little bit of a warning. So, you know, when you have these kind of moments in life where you know that the right thing for you is a certain direction or a certain decision away, and you don't make that decision and you don't take that direction, what can sometimes happen if the energy of that feeling of moving and changing direction is really strong but you don't act on it, sometimes what can happen is the universe will make that decision or make that transition for you by catalyzing a situation in your life that might seem like a completely accidental event or some kind of experience where someone else's decision or choice has a catalyzing effect on you that forces your hand. And that's what the Tower is kind of warning here, because this card in the reading is coming in the position of what are the hidden forces. So it's saying to me that if you don't make the decision to change direction in order to get in alignment with your own, what you know is your own course, there might be some kind of event occurring that might look like an accident, or it might look like someone else's actions or behavior is forcing your hand, but actually it's kind of energetically saying here that this is the universe sort of working in your favor on your behalf. But usually when that happens, when those kind of events happen, when it seems like an external situation, usually it's because we've taken so long and the energy has built up so much that life has to do some kind of energetic action, because it's built up so much that it could become like too stagnant and to the point where it could become maybe even dangerous, let's say. So it's better in these kind of situations. Well, it's always better that you be proactive and you make decisions and you do it in a timely way, rather than having that inner dialogue for such a long time and not acting on it, because that will affect your self-confidence. That will affect your ability to feel empowered. That will affect your happiness when you don't act on what you know to be true, when you don't move forward with decisions that you know you want to make, that you need to make. Okay, so a little bit of a warning there with that one. The final card in the reading here is this Hangman. It's basically saying that what I've already described here is that you're not taking action, you're not making a decision, or you're not making any movement. And the message here is to take action, to make a decision, and to do the right thing that you know you need for what you want to move forward towards. Okay, so Watermelon Tourmaline, that was your reading, short and sweet. I hope you liked it. I hope you got something out of it. Please leave a like or a comment, subscribe, share this video. Thank you so much for your support. So if you've chosen the Peridot crystal, here's your reading. Just show you the crystal again. So this first position is where you are now, the challenge you face, the resources you can use, the hidden forces, the potential outcome. And from the runes, we're going to pull one to see what is the spiritual lesson in your current circumstances. Okay, so don't forget, the theme of this reading is what potential energy lies around you at this time. So what I'm feeling here in your reading is that I feel like there's something in this reading about investing. I think there's something in your energy about investing, putting energy into something that will bring rewards later, but there's a lot of doubt and confusion about this decision. I think you feel a little troubled, or what's the right word? It's not troubled. I'm hearing the word inconsistency. So perhaps your desire for investing, and this could be something financial, but it could also be in a person or in a relationship, or in any way that you see investing, however that plays for you, however that resonates for you, because you have the King of Coins in your reading, and this card in this position is in the Hidden Forces, and it's coming through pretty loud and very, it's standing out in the reading to me more than some of the other cards. But what I'm feeling is that some of you may have been considering an investment opportunity of some kind, however that is for you, whatever that means to you. But it feels to me like you have a lot of doubt and insecurity and uncertainty about that, and you may feel conflicted or confused about how to deal with it or how to move forward. That's the overall energy I'm getting from this spread here. So the Moon card in the first position of the reading is giving me this energy of like there is certain visions or dreams or aspirations that you've had maybe for quite some time. I'm hearing you've put on the back burner. You may have deprioritized these things, even though it's something you've wanted very strongly, for reasons that have to do with self-confidence, mainly. Self-confidence is coming through in this reading. There's something here, again, like there's a strong element in this spread around self-doubt, lack of clarity, lack of certainty, lack of confidence in being able to move forward with something that you know will be beneficial, that will reap rewards that you know will be what you deserve because you worked hard. But there's something here that's keeping you from moving forward in it. Let's explore it a little bit further. The Seven of Wands is kind of giving a lot of insight here with regards to this, and it feels to me like you just it feels like you're not ready or willing or able to fight for what you want. It's like you keep backing down. You keep backing down and backing away from what you know you can create, what you know you deserve, what you know you want. Again, for reasons relating to lack of self-confidence, lack of clarity, lack of certainty. It's an internal battle here that's going on. You know, like there may be external situations that are reflecting back to you that sort of uncertainty and that doubt and that insecurity. But what's being spoken of here is that there's a potential in this energy for you to turn all of that around by simply stepping into the power that you have. Because this King of Coins is actually who you are. The King of Pentacles represents a person who is very grounded, very stable, very self-made. This is a person who's very successful in business or in any kind of creative endeavor. This person could be someone who has invested in real estate it's a financial card, right? It's a financial card. And this is coming up to me in your reading as who you naturally are. This is your natural energy. This is your natural potential energy, let's say. But there's all these other factors here in the reading. The Moon, which is giving me a lot of insecurity and doubt, uncertainty. It's like there's things in your subconscious mind. For some of you watching this reading, the insecurities that you may be feeling that might be holding you back or preventing you from moving forward towards this natural King of Pentacles energy could have to do with simply the way you grew up, the conditioning you had, the way your parents lived, the choices they made. That could be informing your current state of mind, or the way you think about things, the way you view the world, and especially the way you view money. So that's something that needs to be overcome. That's something that needs to be realized first before you can overcome it. You need to understand that that's actually influencing you very heavily before you're going to be able to make the change around that, and before you're able to kind of deconstruct it. You have to acknowledge that it's there, and you have to understand that may be the root of where this doubt and insecurity is coming from. Look, these three cards together is feeling very doubtful, very unsure, very confused, a little bit limited, a bit resistant even. There's like this resistance to change. There's a resistance to pushing forward for your goals and visions and your aspirations. It's like an inner battle that you're fighting, right? These two sevens here feels like you have to fight against what you've been taught or what you've been programmed with via the way you grew up or the ideas that you have held based on what you knew from the examples that you had around you. And we're not playing any kind of blame game here. I'm just talking about what is true for everyone, and that is that we're very heavily influenced by the way we grew up and by the way our parents behaved or the people that are the strongest influences on us behave. That's how we learn. That's how we grow, from learning from experience, from absorption. Standing up for what you believe in is coming through pretty strongly here. Changing the way you look at things so that you can shift your perspective and be able to take a risk or take a chance and move forward towards what you know you're capable of doing, and overcoming lack of confidence or any kind of self-doubt or uncertainty that you might be feeling, and overcoming the mind of learning to tame those doubtful thoughts, learning to tame and put those small-minded ideas in their place and let this confident, magnanimous energy come through much louder. This King of Pentacles is a very benefic energy. It's actually very kind and compassionate and loving energy. Abundance is not something to be afraid of. It's something to be embraced. And yeah, this card again is in the position of what are the hidden forces. So I feel like it's telling you that what's really true for you is what's in the subconscious mind, or what's hidden from you is your true nature. This is your potential energy. So yeah, this inner battle, it's like what you know to be true is kind of pushing back against what you are holding on to in terms of the things that you grew up learning that aren't necessarily true for you anymore. Let's take a look at this rune and see if we can get some more insight about what the spiritual lesson here is in your current situation. I'm going to read from the notes. So this rune is called Jira, and it's talking about harvest. Right? Again, coming back to this abundance energy of like what I feel like, again, the investment is being really loud in this reading. Something about investing, something about moving forward financially, growing wealth, growing abundance, moving past scarcity and limitation. Because this card in this position, I didn't really speak on this specifically, but this card in this position is what is the challenge that you face. And the Seven of Pentacles is about investing. It's about putting time and effort and energy into something patiently and over time so that it will bring that reward back to you. And then here we have this rune completely affirming all of these messages by saying the results of earlier efforts are realized. A time of peace and happiness, a fruitful season. It can break through stagnancy. Hopes and expectations of peace and prosperity. The promise of success earned. Life cyclical pattern of the universe. Everything changes in its own time. Okay? Very loud and clear. Very loud and clear here. All right? So this is about overcoming poverty consciousness, overcoming maybe a repetitive pattern of cycling through jobs that don't make you happy, or relationships that don't make you feel your best, or situations and people and environments where you feel stuck, or you feel limited, or you feel like you're putting a lot of energy into something and getting not enough back for your effort. That's what we're talking about here. It's not just about financial energy. It's all of those things. It's about reversing your luck. There's no such thing as luck. There is just what you create by what you believe to be true, right? So there's definitely a need here for a shift of mindset, a change in the way you look at things so that you can shift or reverse patterns from the past so that you can create different situations in the current energy that's available to you. It's like, again, the theme of this reading is about potential energy. So this is coming up here because you're ready to actually make this shift. You're ready to overcome cycles of the past. You're ready to overcome poverty. You're ready to overcome limiting relationships, limiting situations. You're ready to overcome stagnancy. You're ready to overcome your own stuckness or limitation. So I hope that message finds you well. I hope you found that helpful and insightful and clear. Please let me know in the comments below. Leave a like, leave a heart. Please subscribe to the channel. Share this video if you found it helpful. And thank you so much for watching. We're going to move on now to the reading for the Selenite. So if you've chosen the Selenite, this is your reading here for the theme of what is the potential energy around you at the moment. Here we have where you are now, the challenge you face, the resources you can use, the hidden forces, and the potential outcome. Okay, this is a really intense energy here, but it's very beautiful because what it's talking about here is that there is the potential here to close out and come out of a very difficult time, a very difficult relationship. For some of you, this is about a relationship. For some of you, this is just a cycle of time that has been incredibly difficult, very testing, full of trials and tribulations, full of a lot of difficult people and difficult energy, difficult communications, full of a lot of resistance. And what you have the potential here to overcome is difficult people and situations that have been keeping you stuck in a sense of limitation or in a sense of loss or overcoming grief for some of you. For some of you, this is a grieving energy that you are coming out of because you can finally release. There is an energy of letting go and releasing here. It's pretty clear. Let's take the rune to get the information about what the spiritual lesson here is. All right, yeah, this is a very challenging energy for sure. This rune is called Hagalaz. I'm going to read it straight away now. So this is called Hagalaz, and it represents hail. It's a force of nature. And there's definitely that energy in this reading. I feel this very resonant to the cards. So this is it says, wrath of nature, destructive, uncontrollable forces, especially the weather, are within the unconsciousness. This is about trials, tests, tempering. It's a controlled crisis leading to completion, which becomes inner harmony. And then again, like this rune doesn't have a reversal. If you see, it's both the same in either upward or downward direction. So, but there is another interpretation to give here if the energy is in opposition. So I'll just read it and you can choose what is relevant for you. It says natural disaster, catastrophe, stagnation, loss of power, pain, loss, suffering, hardship, sickness, and crisis. So pretty intense, but all the cards in this reading are pretty intense, but what I feel the message here is that this is what you're coming out of. This reading, remember, again, is about the potential energy that's around you. So this is suggesting here that you have the ability now to come out of this energy. But again, it's up to you. You have to make a shift here. You've got to take action to end a cycle. You have to make a decision to close something out. You have to make a decision to walk away. 2 5s here. 4 of Cups in this deck is called anger. It's something that you have to overcome. There's nothing external here. There's no external energy here that's going to make this change for you. This is about you making a decision to walk away. This is about you realizing that you've reached your limit of what you can tolerate. Long time ago, actually, that's true. What you have been able to tolerate has long passed. So what are you still doing in this energy? It's time for you to overcome any hesitation or any self-limitation and release yourself from a situation which is quite toxic and harmful and difficult. You need to dig deep now into your own personal reserves to find the strength required to move on and out from this energy. There's not really any point now arguing anymore. I feel like the communication has also long reached its limit of what would actually be productive or helpful or supportive in people being able to understand each other or people being able to come to a natural conclusion or a natural understanding. I feel like that's not possible in this energy. I think the only thing that's possible here is walking away. Because at this point, if you continue to stay in this energy, your health will suffer, your mental wellness will definitely suffer if it hasn't already. There's a lot of, I feel the energy of abuse in this reading. There could be emotional abuse, physical abuse, some kind of, just give me a second to find the right word. Like you've been under constraint and limitation and pressure, even some kind of torture for some of you. I feel like that's more energetic than physical, but someone watching this reading, you might have been suffering under the hands of someone who's physically abusive. There's definitely an energy of wrath here. There's definitely a need for you to walk away. There's nothing that can be healed here. There's nothing that can be resolved or fixed in this energy. All you can do to fix the energy is to walk away. Take care of your own self. Forget about this other person. Forget about it. You cannot fix them. You cannot heal them. You cannot help them. You can only help yourself here. You can only help yourself here. The potential energy of this, the message that's coming through here, is to take care of your own damn self. Sorry if this is coming through very harsh and strong, but I feel like the message needs to be very direct here. So with these 2 5s in the spread, along with his 10 of swords, even the 4 of cards, all of the cards, including the rune, there's an energy of grief here. Loss, mourning, difficulty, strife, conflict. But the healing cannot begin if you stay in the environment that you're in. That message is really loud and clear. You cannot heal from this pain, from this difficulty, if you stay in the energy that you're in. It's time to move on. It's time to close out the chapter. It's time to move on, pack your things, get up and move. That's the message here for you. Selenite reading. Even seeing this piece of selenite now, it's kind of feeling a lot like the swords in these 2 cards here. The 10 of swords. I'm getting the feeling here that for some of you, you've been resisting this change. You've been resisting moving on for a long time. You've been maybe trying to work it out. You've been trying to deal with the situation. You've been trying to persevere. For some of you, that's partly because you maybe aren't financially able to take care of yourself. But it's important that you don't let a financial situation prevent you from doing what's right for you. Well, for some of you, even you could have, your life might be at stake here. It could be that serious. So reach out for help. If there's people around you or environment or like an organization that you can look to for help, I don't feel like it's safe for you to stay in this energy anymore. The crisis will not be resolved or healed if you stay in the environment, or if you stay in the energy, or if you stay in the house, or if you stay in the relationship. You've got to move on from this energy. I hope you found this helpful. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next reading.